I know many of you are a big fan of our next comic, of his podcast and his albums. He's a great guy. Please welcome to the stage the very funny Tom Meyer!
Hello, Black Power, fuck white people, all that good shit. Oh, great to be back doing live comedy again. I was doing a lot of Zoom shows for a while, and I actually started to like Zoom shows a lot more than live shows, because with live shows, there's always the chance I'll say something that upsets or offends people, and afterwards they'll want to come up to me afterwards, fight me, kick my ass, you know, occupational hazard in my case. But with Zoom shows, if they want to kick my ass, they have to find out where I live. But even if they do, there's a great chance they'll get taken out by a Maryland driver. I'm performing in Baltimore. I have to name drop the fucking state in which I'm performing, alright? I mean, that's... But no, it's weird doing Zoom comedy because I have my niece and nephew over for the week. They're young kids, so I have to tell them, look, you know, Uncle Tom's going to be doing some adult stuff on the computer, so just go play, go to bed. And I'm thinking maybe that's a poor word choice, because what if they get older, and let's say by the time they get old enough to start discovering the world, I'm not doing comedy anymore, and they try and process what doing adult stuff means. Like, they're probably going to think that their Uncle Tom is like doing some sort of weird, eyes wide shut, orgy bullshit over Zoom. Like, they're going to imagine their Uncle Tom pulling his pants down, pulling his cock out, and masturbating for everybody on Zoom. And I don't want my niece and nephew to think that I opened for Louis C.K. But I'm glad that a lot of quarantine measures are being lifted, because I can go out and do some of my favorite hobbies. One of my favorite hobbies is telling blind people I'm only 3 feet tall. That way, when they go feel for what they think is my face, they're actually giving me a hand job. If you said, oh shit, at that one, you'd better strap the fuck in. This shit's not getting any nicer. I went down a lot of interesting rabbit holes during quarantine. I watched a lot of documentaries. I watched this one documentary about this octopus. I learned there's a species of octopus where the male, when he sees a female octopus that he likes, he'll rip his penis off and throw it at her to show that he likes her. I thought to myself, son of a bitch, why can't that octopus just be normal and send a dick pic? They've got to one-up us all and do it in 3D. I also traced my family history while in quarantine. I used Ancestry.com, and I love using Ancestry.com because when you submit your DNA sample to them, they not only give you your family history, they also give you a health screening as well. So I got my DNA results back, and it said, on your mother's side of the family, you are distantly related to Mary, Queen of Scots. And on your father's side of the family, you have ball cancer. But I was a good boy. I got the vaccine. The big mass vaccination site near here, obviously, is M&T Bank Stadium. And it's nice because it's the first time in a long time that the parking lot at Oriole Park at Camden Yards has been full during baseball season. It's also a great place to put it because they can check to see if the COVID vaccine causes autism by looking at how many people go straight to the B&O Railroad Museum immediately afterwards. Relax, I got the shot and I love traveling by train, okay? Chill out. I seriously love it. I love Amtrak. You know why? Because of the quiet car. Someone wants to sit next to me and tell me their whole life story. I go, hey, Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. I want to enjoy them in peace and quiet. So shut the fuck up. But I love Amtrak because Amtrak's really weird in a way because they make these announcements at every single stop. They say, we know you had a lot of options for your travel, so we thank you for choosing Amtrak for your rail travel. Like, what were my fucking options? There's no Jim's train trips. Like, that doesn't exist. There's no Hank's railway journeys, hair and nail salon, and used cars. No, Amtrak is the only option for my rail travel. But Amtrak, they advertise they have Wi-Fi, and they actually have Wi-Fi, not like Megabus. You ever try and ask for Wi-Fi on a Megabus? The driver will just be like, we don't have it on the bus, we just have it in the office. Now set your skinny ass down! The fucking bus is moving! That's how they greet you when you get on the Megabus, by the way. It's like, okay, sir, but all of your tattoos are misspelled, and where are your pants? They're a little harsh. They're a lot harsher than the Chinatown bus. Anybody remember taking the Chinatown bus? Now, a lot of people criticize the way the Chinatown bus drivers drove, but I loved it. You know, the Chinatown bus drivers are the only bus drivers who can make Maryland drivers go, Jesus, what fucking reckless. Hey, a lot of people criticize them, but I love the idea of going from Baltimore to New York in 35 minutes. And you have not lived until you've been on a bus that's done cartwheels and gotten a perfect 10 from the judges afterward. But I live in kind of a rural area. There's signs out my way that say senior citizen crossing. That's a stupid sign to put up. Senior citizens do a lot less damage to the front of your car than deer. So I'm told. They want to open a Dollar General in my neighborhood, and all my neighbors have signs out front that say, no Dollar General, keep it rural. Has anybody ever been into a Dollar General? Like, Jimmy Carter has lived in the same bumfuck town in Georgia his entire life, save for the 4 years he was president of the United States. He still shops at Dollar General. Like, the only way Dollar General could be more rural would be if the cashier was fingering his cousin behind the register. Yeah, I went to school in northern Harford County, okay, and there were some serious folk up there. They didn't like reading. All my classmates were bummed that they had to read Romeo and Juliet, which is strange because a lot of them could identify with the character of Romeo, a guy who wanted to fall in love with and marry his underage cousin. In my graduating class, there was this one kid who didn't really study a lot, didn't really get many good grades, just kind of coasted his way through school. I mean, all he did was play sports, and he was very good at it. He was a terrific athlete, but he just didn't get a lot of good grades, and it turned out not to have affected his employment prospects later in life because he died before graduation. When one of the kids that he bullied shot up our school. By the way, if you have any complaints about any of the stuff I say up here, feel free to direct message me, okay? Feel free to search me out on social media. Submit a complaint. I promise I will get back to all your responses by the new year. And I celebrate the Chinese New Year, so it'll be a lot quicker than you think. Seriously though, please be careful what you post about me in public because I do have a loyal following. And, you know, thank you guys for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it. I love you guys. I really do. I love you guys. I really do. So that little applause break was just a warning. My fans are like deadheads, except their criminal records include violent felonies. And the only way they can afford to smoke pot is if they steal the money from their parents. So now that Bill Cosby's out of prison, I think he's going to get his own TV show. He's going to get his own TV show. I know he is. I can already tell you. I mean, We love giving disgraced people their own TV shows. O.J. Simpson was acquitted of murder, and they gave him his own hidden camera show. The show was called You've Been Juiced. And I think they called it that because that was the last thing that O.J. said to his wife. Hey, Nicole, you've been juiced. And I got your juice all over my damn glove. It's not a fair comparison, I know. Like O.J. Simpson, no. O.J. Simpson had 11,236 rushing yards, and Nicole could only manage 3. But I can already tell you what Bill Cosby's TV show is going to be like. Well, Claire, I'll tell you how I got the kids to play it, but then they'd throw my ass back in the jail again. So it's customary for a lot of comics to talk about their families, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I have a bigoted, racist, homophobic cousin who lives in Arkansas. He used to be very hesitant about buying Mr. Clean products. I asked him why, man. He's got the shaved head, you know, he's a white guy. He looks like he could be, I asked him, looks like he could be part of your crew. What happened? He goes, well, he's got the earring in one ear, and I don't know which ear means he's gay. So what he does now is he takes a magic marker and just draws a swastika on Mr. Clean's forehead just to be on the safe side. He's no longer Mr. Clean, more like Mr. Ethnic Cleanse. That's a joke, obviously. I don't have a racist cousin. He died from crystal meth. His house blew up while he was making it. Again, that's just a joke. That was a cover story we made up to tell my aunt and uncle to cover up the fact that the reason he burned to death was because he accidentally spilled gasoline on himself during a cross lighting. My uncle had an operation on his foot a few years ago, and he was dead in 3 months. And that made me sad, because he didn't leave me anything in his will. So that means I smothered him with a pillow for nothing. I want to go ahead and leave you on a positive note. I got my hepatitis test results back today, and my grandparents were married in 1943, and they're still together. Yeah, because my family loves them so much, they're not quite ready to bury their corpses yet. Again, that's a joke. I haven't told anybody they're dead yet because I'm still hooked on their meds. You guys, it's been a pleasure. Always great to perform in Maryland. Thank you.